But speaking of doing a bit better, well, this Disney World president, I guess, could do better, at least with his use of language right here. At such a volatile time in the company's history, you would think that they would be, taking a little bit of a delicate tact when it came to the replacement and closures of favorite attractions across Walt Disney World property. Unfortunately, no. From Blog Mickey, Disney World president takes heat for calling closed beloved attractions underutilized areas. That's
what a perfect picture. What a perfect picture.
Yes. Is that Bob up there? It is Bob up there. October 5th, 2025. Yeah, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Yikes. Comments from a recent interview are getting Walt Disney World President Jeff Vall. Is it Jeff Vale?
I think it's Vale.
Okay, Jeff Valli in hot water from the Disney fan community. In talking about growth at the resort, Valli said the quiet part out loud, noting that the recent closures of beloved attractions like Muppet Vision 3D and the Rivers of America were due to those areas being, quote, underutilized. Let's take a look at what Valli said and why it's hitting home with Disney fans. Here you go. This is a direct quote from Jeff. In the past year, we have broken ground on major expansions. In 3 of our theme parks. We are building Monstropolis in Disney's Hollywood Studios, Tropical Americas in Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Villains and Cars themed areas in Magic Kingdom. Construction of Disney's Lakeshore Lodge, a new Disney Vacation Club property next to Fort Wilderness Resort, is also well underway. Whoopee! We know that everything at Walt Disney World is somebody's favorite, so we were extremely thoughtful about that. But not thoughtful about this next comment here. These lands and attractions will deliver some incredibly creative experiences while also bringing new life to underutilized areas. There you go. People not so happy about this, and rightfully so. Guys, I want to go ahead and hear from you. Were these areas underutilized? Is there something to be said about what Jeff was saying here? Or is it just cruel at this point?
Yeah, I'm going to say that as far as Disney goes, yes, they were underutilized. If it was the Disney company of the 90s, I'm just gonna keep going on this path here. If it was the Disney company under John Lasseter, they wouldn't have to be underutilized. They could have done something with them. And I realize Muppet Vision's decay also happened under John Lasseter's watch. But if he was given the funding to do something with the Muppets, he could have done something with the Muppets. There. This is a company that if they don't understand it, they want to get rid of it, or they're going to just let it lie there and do nothing. Tron Ares will have to see what they do with that. The big overlay for that ride is that they're going to turn the colors red. I don't know that took a lot of refitting on that attraction, but they're acting like that's a big refit for that attraction. I'm pretty sure it could do that on day one. I'm pretty sure that the version that they had in Shanghai 6 years before this one got built could do that on day one. So I don't know. And then they changed they put in the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack. You're going to get about 56 seconds of that. I'm pretty sure the track is longer. Sorry, the musical track is longer than that. So, Disney underutilizing something, I think it's that they don't understand how to use it. Just like for many years, I underutilized Photoshop in making YouTube thumbnails because I didn't know how to use most of the software. The more of that software I know how to use, then it becomes appropriately utilized. So maybe it's like that analogy from Jeff Goldblum. You're like a child who has found his father's weapon and doesn't know how to wield it. So
indeed, they did inherit these things, didn't they? Ron, I think these areas, I guess, properly utilized by fans, right? You had a bunch of fans on the Liberty Bell going there every single day. I think you had... I think you had plenty of people go to Muppet Vision 3D and some of these other experiences. I will say not all of them had to be replaced in this form or fashion, but I have some thoughts on that. Ron, please go ahead.
Yeah, Disney's terms underutilized to me, that just means undermonetized. And look at this. This is an Animal Kingdom, this perfect area. Right. You want to talk about underutilized. This one's actually underutilized, and they're not doing anything with it as far as I know. I mean, there's look at the thousands of seats there. Well, hundreds at least. I don't know how, but they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing with this area, and there's no there's not even any announcement for what that may become. And it's a lot of space, by the way. That one's definitely underutilized. But again, they're not doing anything to change that. Now, Dino Land was not underutilized at all. The Boneyard was fantastic. They've just demolished that. You can still make your way back to Dinosaur eventually if you want to. Well, I mean, I guess they could actually bill it the attraction as the Dino Maze. Walking through the walls to get back to Dinosaur is you basically have to walk through a maze now. Muppet Vision 3D was a huge theater, I think 500 plus seats. So the challenge with that is that Disney, for example, tried to revamp the Muppets on Disney Plus, and the writers did a horrible job. They didn't do a very good job of it. So
it was Lily Singh.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I would say that they're under monetized areas, which is, but I don't know that anything that they're putting in is going to make any of it better. And it's certainly not going to be as well themed. Piston Peak from Cars, none of that takes place in the frontier era of the United States, and none of it's even real United States. It's all based on things out west, national parks and such. It's not real though.
What's interesting is I will believe that underutilization is the problem when they can build a working fountain, like a real, like a good working fountain, not just something that you would see at a golf course to keep the scum out of the lake, which, whatever. They are a company that they look at a maintenance sheet and they go, where can we cut out of this thing in order to get the biggest bang for our buck? Meanwhile, while they're saying that they have record revenues on per capita spending in the parks, this is a company that's nickel and diming. So I don't buy the underutilization argument. I think that is also the height of poor phrasing from someone who isn't he going to be working on the Olympic stuff going forward instead of actually running a park, or am I thinking of a different executive there?
No, you're thinking of a different executive. I think you're talking about the previous
president
of
Ken Potrock
of Disneyland Land Resort. And somebody was asking in the chat, by the way, that area, that amphitheater that we were just making note of, that was originally constructed for Rivers of Light, this kind of nighttime entertainment spectacular that would take place in Animal Kingdom, that would extend the hours of that park and also provide this kind of nightly entertainment experience that Animal Kingdom really never had before. That's been offline since well before the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. And there's just no replacement coming. I mean, I think it hosted Kite Tales for a period of time, and that was it.
Kite Tales, where they intentionally crashed the kites in front of the audience
into the amphitheater.
I loved that show, though. I really did. I like the kite thing. I don't know. It was different. It was nobody, like hardly anybody ever watched it, but it was really fun to watch for me personally.
Culture, wrap us up right here. Are these areas underutilized, or were they simply not invested into properly? Like Jonas, I think, is astutely pointing out here.
Well, they're constantly trying to overuse or misuse the term plus up. And I think that's actually more what needed to happen. They needed to plus up things, right? And not with their Chinese garbage that they did for Soy Francisco, or whatever it's called, Fry Soy Cisco, whatever it is. Yeah, that place over there in the California park. But I think about it all the time, and I'm like, you could fix this. It wouldn't take much. You can do this and that and the other thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can get completely rainbow with Tron as far as the lighting, coloring, and all that other stuff. As Jonas already accurately said. So, I mean, they try to pretend that plussing up is destroying things. It's not. That's not it. They could have just plussed up these areas. They could have plussed up the rivers of America. They actually kind of did. At least if you go and you look at the Disneyland version of it, they were able to completely reroute the train and create an entire space in what used to just be, backstage. And that's the other problem. They are underutilizing the land that is sitting outside the gate. If they wanted to plus it up, make, this beautiful area of the park feed naturally into Villains Land, right. Which I don't even believe we're going to get. I think it's something that got announced that maybe will show up, but I'm not convinced of it. Well, I'm not convinced of anything Disney tries to sell us these days.
Don't you remember they're plussing the castle now? They're putting in this revolutionary like a light silver color on Cinderella's castle. Never been done before. Shades of white that forget eggshell white, forget cream white. They're going to come up with all new adjectives to describe white and silver and gray to put on that castle.
Well, I mean, go away green was their thing, but beyond that, you mean they're going to turn the castle back into the regular facade it used to be?
They're going to put it back to what it was, and they're pretending like they're reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, and it's like we didn't need the castle for you to do what you did to it, because the only reason you did what you did to it is so you didn't have to expend money on fireworks, and you can invest almost entirely in projection shows. And that's the other reason that you destroyed the hub and removed the trees and all of the lovely park aspects of Main Street. You did it so you could get more viewership of the projection shows. You created more space to clog up Main Street, to make it uncomfortable to be in, especially in the summer. This, like, every one of their new ideas has been bad. There have been negative results from it. And that would include even what they did with whatever we want to call Star Wars Land, because at this point it has 11 names. So,
a very underutilized, I would say. 14 acres, only 2 rides. I guess utilization is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, and look, I mean, they're not creating Monstropolis; they're creating a building in Monstropolis, and I just, all of this stuff is like built up. It's like they build these ideas up that, okay, you're putting in a ride building. There's a show building. That's what you're doing. You're not building Monstropolis because you wouldn't even bother. You did a terrible job. I'm sorry, Toy Story Land is the worst situation you could put in Florida. And it didn't even take advantage of all the other Pixar stuff, which it was supposed to. You should have had, if you're looking for an actual Cars ride, Radiator Springs Racers, that was supposed to go in the back corner adjacent to Toy Story Land. This is all budget cutting garbage time from Bob Iger and company. If you want to improve the parks, fire all the leadership. Yep. That solves the problem.
Well, no one's going to top that one.
No one is going to top that one, indeed.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.